Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Trey Michael, and this is another segment of Applied Consciousness. Today, I really and truly want to get a message out. A message that I know will free thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, male and female, young and old, straight and gay, Democrat and Republican, that hold the label as a targeted individual. Now, I want to say this, and I really, really want you to listen very well. I once carried that label as a targeted individual. Not only did I carry it, my wife, my children, they all lived the experience. I'm not a guy that's getting on this camera today to tell you about all of the dramatizations that occurred on my experience. I am the guy that is standing in front of the camera today that tells you and letting you know through my experience that this too shall pass. I want you to go along this entire adventure with me. Stick through to the end of this video, and I'm going to give you, to the best of my ability, the way that you are going to be free from this systematic gang stalking, from these electronic waves that they're pulsating against you. Because I know the pain, I know the struggle, I know how it feels to be surveillance 24/7, but I also know how to put an end to it. Hey everybody, stick through to the end, and let's dive deep into this segment. The power has been with you, with me, with us, all along. Hey everybody, I want to really just take the time to resonate with all of my viewers today. I want to let you know, to shake it off and know that this can end, that this will end. Now, this is not a video for hopes and dreams. This is a video of reality. What I'm getting ready to express to you, I will be again called crazy by the masses. I will again have to relive the insane asylum of the labels that those people place upon you because you speak your truth. Now, for a while, it took me a long time to be able to get in front of a camera, more or less a camera, just to tell another person my experience. To be able to tell them, yes, thousands and millions of people gang stalk me in vehicles. I don't really understand how they're doing it. I don't understand why they're doing it. And it's hard to go and tell someone that. And what's even harder is to be a person who has defeated being a targeted individual, who has put a stop to gang stalking, and who is living a joyful, peaceful life. For me to go back out there and to tell everyone the experience that I had. Now, the reason that I do this is for several reasons, but it's something that my grandfather told me a long time ago, and I would like to share that with you all. And this video, first off, is not just for those that are targeted individuals. It's for those that are right now looking at this video from off of my Facebook page and saying, hey, what is this dude talking about? I thought he's the guy that talks about the third eye, the spiritual awakening journey. The guy who talks about the mirror reflection and how you create your reality through your perceptions and through your words and through your actions. I am that same person. But see, I'm giving a tutorial to those that have never experienced what it feels like to be a targeted individual. And I'm able to do that, and I have the platform to do that because I'm no longer experiencing it. See, if you go ask my community who I am, they'll say he's a very well-off young man. He's an individual who brings joy to the community. I'm not running around with cameras holding them up. They cannot use me as a stigma of someone who is insane. So out of everyone, I should be the person that comes back to tell my story. Now, it's not easy, and trust me, I know. But I want to give you again the statements that my grandfather gave me. And I'm going to put it in retrospect so that you can understand why I get up here. And I go and I follow back towards people who are still experiencing being a targeted individual, and why my heart goes out to you. A long time ago, I was in Alabama and my grandfather was still alive. And I remember we went to the barbershop, and at the barbershop it was all African Americans, and they were having talks about some racist things that went down in that neighborhood, in that town that we were living in. And my grandfather was silent through it all. Now, to be truthful to you, the words that were being spoken was coming from the mouths of these people in the barbershop, the black people at the barbershop, and they were hate-filled. Some of the things that they were saying was white people are so wrong and they should be shot and killed for the things that they did. I've even heard some of them say that they were devils, right? And my grandfather again was silent, and so was I. We didn't partake in conversations like that. When we got back to the house, my grandfather gave me a concept that stuck with me for the rest of my life. My grandfather said those were fools in there that made that comment. And I said, why do you say that, Granddad? He said, because they're giving their perspective from their viewpoint. And because they were oppressed themselves, they were so eager to point a finger out and believe that another ethnicity or race was great or was lesser than they were. And my grandfather said, Trey, I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to show you why this sums up to why I'm telling you about me coming back to express myself about being a targeted individual and supporting you all that are still going through it. My grandfather said, Trey, during the civil rights movement, he marched in Selma, and so did my grandmother. She actually did a sit-in on Tybee Island in Savannah, Georgia, as they threw pies and cakes in her face, and she was also arrested. And he said, Trey, those were brave men and women, weren't they? That stood up for a group of people that was oppressing them. And I looked at my grandfather and I said, yeah, to have dogs bite you, to be sprayed with water hose. I said, I saw only the TV shows and the movies about it. You know, I'm an 80s baby, so of course I didn't experience that. And my grandfather said, do you know who were the real extraordinary people, Trey, during the civil rights movement? And I went through the names, you know, Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, and he looked and said, yeah, they did their part. And so did I, and so did your grandma. He said, do you know who the extraordinary people were? And I didn't know what kind of answer he wanted from me. My grandfather said, Trey, a dog can defend itself from things that's attacking it. I said, that doesn't make you extraordinary. Man, I guess he was referencing the black people fighting back or standing up for the injustices that were coming against them, similar to you all who are experiencing being a targeted individual. It's easy to fight back. It's easy to want to defend oneself. But it's a little bit harder, like my grandfather said, to know that you're in the clear. Like those white people that the people at the barbershop were labeling as a whole as devils and bad people. He said, Trey, did you know that it was white people that sat on the freedom buses when they burnt them? It was white people on those buses when they got out, they were beaten. When they could have stayed home and ate their American pie. No one would have harmed them. See, he said an extraordinary person, Trey, gets up and does the things that need to be done, even when recognition, even when they do not have to. So the lack of recognition and being able to do it when they don't have to. He said that's what defines an extraordinary person. He said the black people that stood up for themselves, they were just doing what nature showed them to do. He said, but for those that left from their homes, knowing that they wouldn't be discriminated against, knowing that they are no longer suffering or not suffering at all. For them to stand in the limelight in the face of death and torment and abuse for the sake of their fellow brothers and sisters, that makes an extraordinary person. So that's what gave me the courage to say, listen, just because my life is going well now, just because I can go outside and do a little dance and don't worry about somebody following me or shining their bright headlights or making sure they get off on the interstate when I get off, or going to the same gas station that I'm going to, or harassing my wife and kids, just because it's no longer happening to me does not give me the right not to assist other people, because I remember what it felt like. And maybe the universe has used me to become a targeted individual to show me the way out so that I can show it to you. Now that we've covered that, and I rambled a little bit because I'm trying to the best of my ability to express to you my way out, I want to explain something to you guys. What I try to do is to talk to you about being a targeted individual, and in the hopes that you can follow me away from looking at the reflection of being a victim. Because the only way, and I'm going to say this again to you, the only way you will ever get out of being a targeted individual, you have to take this path. Now, this path that I'm talking about is a very narrow path. You can't take your BS with you. You have to leave all of your belief systems, the ones that you think you know, you have to set them out by the door. Throw them away. Everything that you've learned about V2K, everything that you think you know about the government or the CIA who's doing this to you, you have to relieve that from your mind and throw it away. Because what you keep on your mind, you create as your reality. And that's what I learned on this journey. See, you guys, I've done everything. And soon I'm going to go in that room one day and I'm going to show you the big bag of SD cards, of memory cards that I had to purchase and save over the years. And none of those recordings helped me. Holding those cameras, recording and talking every day to my wife about how evil these people were did not help me. What helped me, not just helped me, what changed me and changed my environment was me changing myself. I came to a full understanding. No. I came to a full overstanding that I cannot stop those people. I remember, you guys, I was living in Pooler. And me and my wife just talked about this the other day. I remember going into the bathroom and I was working for a hydro excavation company. And none of the people at my job ever knew that I was going through this, because I was in my transition of leveling up my consciousness. See, I woke up every day screaming it felt so good to be alive, and everyone that was at my job thought that I was the happiest person in the world, and I really was. That was towards the end of my being a targeted individual. That's because I followed these steps that I'm trying to give you today. Step one, you have to be the change that you are looking for. So, for example, you're going to leave out of your home, like we know the process, right? As soon as you walk out of that door, it begins. The street theater begins. As soon as you look out your blinds, the street theater begins. Trust me, I know. Now, the other people who are watching this probably call you schizophrenic, or they're Googling the word gang-stalking and they're saying, oh, these are a bunch of frantic people. But if any of you that are watching this truly know me, then you should know that I am not a schizophrenic person. I am a person who endured torture and torment to make me become a greater person. And I'm grateful for my being targeted, because it made me have to level up to become a greater person to be able to face it. So the first thing, again, is you have to be the change that you're looking for. That means make small changes that has nothing to do with being targeted. If it's drinking, stop drinking. If you eat meat, try being a vegetarian. If you smoke tobacco like I did, I gave it up. I ate pork and every piece of meat known to mankind. I'm down to only eating fish. And I did this because I wanted to see change, therefore I had to be changed. So the first step to destroying this being a targeted individual and placing an end to gang stalking is you have to make changes. See, remember I told you that that road was very narrow. It was very thin. And you have to let go of some of the luggage that you thought you were going to be able to carry to the promised land. You cannot take that luggage. You cannot take those belief systems with you. Trust me, I did it for 3 years and it continued. And some of you are probably going to go in my comment section and you're going to say, well, I've been gang stalked for 20 and 25 and 30 and 35 and 15. And if you have, that means you still were holding on to the same luggage that you brought from the beginning. And maybe the reason that you're still there is because you didn't let go of the luggage. I know. It's so much easier just to blame those guys. It's so much easier to blame the ladies in the car with their kids and the way that they zoom in off the interstate exits knowing which way you're going to go because they followed you through your GPS. I know. You can keep doing that over and over and over and over again and you're going to get the same response. Or, I mean just or, you can choose to change yourself to see the change that you want to experience. Now, number 2, you have to spend, if you spent 100% of your day only focusing on being gang stalked, then that's the only thing that you've been placing into your subconscious mind. Therefore, you will only create 100% field day of gang stalking events. You know, holding the camera as you go to the Walmart instead of noticing how beautiful the birds were that flew past you. See, these were some of the shifts that I had to take before I became aware and conscious. And my third eye fully woke and I placed an end to being a targeted individual. I started to notice things besides the cars. So it started with me, with looking out at the trees. And as the people pulled up into the apartment complexes, I sat on my rocking chair on the porch with their bright headlights on. I decided to say, hey, I'll look at the trees. Now this is the part that even the targeted individuals are going to go call me crazy, but I'm just giving you my truth. As I began to look at the trees, my consciousness became in tune, frequency became in tune with the trees, and this is what I heard. I heard the same trees that the Creator made, because the Creator made me, and He made the trees a few days before me. I heard the trees say, Trey, we have been with you since you came upon this earth. I could hear the trees tell me, it's us that provides oxygen to your lungs every day. But for some strange reason, Trey, you think that you're experiencing this on your own. I could hear the trees tell me, because I changed my focus from gang stalking to something that was greater than myself. See, I got my focus and attention off of me, and I focused it onto something else that was greater than me, the beauty of the trees. And they said, Trey, even those people that are following you, I'm providing air to them. And then I remember counting the number of trees that were in that area. And there were more trees than there were of the people that were doing the street theaters and the role playing. And that was the beginning process, leveling up and changing my awareness. So number 2 is use your time, that 100% block that you have within a 24-hour day. Don't think you're going to wake up one day and just completely block the gang stalkers out of your eyesight. You're not. But at least you can take an hour out of that day. Just say, when I go out this door, I already know what's going to come, so who cares? But I'm going to make it my best to spend at least 1 hour. And if you can't do 1 hour, start with 30 minutes. Hey, you got a lifetime. And say, I'm going to step out this door and I'm not going to focus on them. I'm not going to try to not focus on them, because when you do that as well, you're actually focusing on them. And I'm saying, I'm going to focus on the trees. Or I'm going to focus at how beautiful the sky looks today. Have you guys even noticed the sky lately? No, seriously. Have you went outside and took a look at the beauty of the sun rays beaming through the clouds? Did you notice the paintings that the Creator made for you? Did you notice how the birds soared and just left their wings out and glided? Because when you start changing your consciousness from off of your torment and start to take your mind to higher levels, you'll start to see slowly in very small increments that your day wasn't as bad as the day before. And then you're going to go out and you're going to start noticing the dog, how it's playing outside. Notice the squirrels. You'll be surprised what they'll say to you. Look at the grades of the grass. Did you ever stop to look at the grass and watch the grasshopper jump? Now see, I know these things sound crazy, I know, but see, your old belief system says that's crazy, so maybe you should try something new. Maybe you should try something new. That's what I did. And I'm the guy that's telling you today that you can beat this. And this is just my way that I did it. And I'm okay with people calling me labels. I'm okay with you calling me crazy. But I'm the guy that when you see out in public, I'm always smiling. I'm the guy that holds the door for you. I'm the guy that tells you something positive. I'll tell you to keep your head up. I'll tell you that your manifestations are on their way. I'm the guy that's telling you it's going to be okay, baby. Or option 2. You can go and listen to the lady or gentleman who's going to tell you how you have no way out. You're just a victim and you're going to die a victim, and the government is so powerful that they're going to torture you for eternity. Or you can listen to the truth. And the truth is the power had been with you all along. So that's what I did. The second thing that you can do to begin to see a gradual shift in your consciousness is to stray away from looking and only thinking about what's about to occur to you. And in that number 2, one of the greatest ways to make yourself level up super fast is to go out in public and focus on someone who has life a little bit worse than you. Because I know you think no one has life worse than you, but trust me, there are people out there that are not even targeted individuals that has life completely, I mean a complete terrible life. There's no breaks in the insanity that they have to experience. And you should go out and find someone like that, or someone who just has a bad day, and see if you can be the change in their life. And what that does is it's the mirror reflection. You're asking the universe to yield to you, to stop the evil and to stop the torment. Then if that's what you want, you have to be a person that gives that to the universe. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. That's science. So if you want to experience change, then you need to bring about change in someone else's life. And watch how it comes back to you. When you plant the seed, you reap the harvest. Now, number 3, and it's tons of more that I have to express to you, but I'm only going to give you 3 today. And then come back and follow some more. The third thing that I did, and I hope that you do, and I'll give you the individual that I listen to. I began to change what I listen to. See, I grew up listening to rap music with gold teeth in my mouth and chains and tattoos, and that was my reality. And I was going through gang-stalking as that was occurring. So I decided to change what I listened to. I started putting in YouTube. I'm a black guy from the South and I'm only 35 years old. I'm not supposed to be listening to YouTube and according to the old matrix. But according to this infinite reality, I can listen to what I chose. See, that music was making me feel good. I started listening to Coldplay, you know? I started listening to a little Linkin Park, songs that motivated me to keep going. And that's something else that I did to change my consciousness or awareness away from being a targeted individual and a victim to being a supreme being that had more power than I ever understood. Now, this is something that I want to express to you all, and I hope that you truly do it. I hope I wake up in the morning and I look down and I say, they really want it. And it'll give me the endurance to keep going, to know that I am touching people, to know that I am not wasting my energy for people who don't want it. I want to see those that want it. So I'm going to say this. I want you, if possible, to stop looking at my gang stalking videos, okay? Go to the ones about the third eye. Go to my videos about being the change that you're looking for. What that's going to do is it's going to take some of those minutes out of your day, out of that 24-hour day, that you spend looking and researching about being a targeted individual or trying to find out what the news media is going to say. I remember I used to be there looking at the news every day hoping that they're going to say something about, we found files about gang stalking and we're going to stop it, and I can say yes! But after 3 years it never came, and I consider that it's probably never going to come because I don't believe that that's that road that's real narrow. That's a big wide road. You know, if the government goes on TV and says that, then you can keep doing everything you do. You can keep doing the drugs that you're doing. Oh yeah, you can keep the alcoholic beverages that you're down 24/7 to get your mind off of it. You can keep popping the pills hoping that it's going to make you feel better. I know, I tried it all. Yeah, been there, did it. Didn't work. What work are these steps that I'm giving you? I would love for you guys to get into my comment section. Get into the comment section and give me your feedback. I try my best to comment back to most people that respond in the comment section, because I need to get that feedback from you, that energetic exchange, so that I can know what you guys want to know about, so that you can come out of that experience of being a targeted individual. What I call the dark night of the soul. Also, check out the video that I have called the Dark Night of the Soul. Scroll through the other videos, and what it's going to do is it's going to change your perception, thus changing your reality. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. Trust me, I know. It takes time. Remember this, the day that you plant the seed is not the same day that you reap the harvest. Now, I also want to say this to everyone right now. In order to be the change that you're wanting, you should be out trying to help someone else. Each one, teach one. That's exactly what I'm doing. So, you should share these videos. Place these on your Facebook post to share it to other people that you know are going through this experience. And even if you don't know of another person that's experiencing this, then you should share it, because there are other people that are keeping silent. They're keeping silent because they don't want to be ridiculed. They don't want to be laughed at. They don't want to be called crazy and kooky. But the whole time they're having to walk through this insane asylum we call Earth, silent, knowing that they see these activities that are occurring, knowing that they're not losing their mind, knowing that they are not crazy. But see, you have to be that forerunner. You have to be that person that breaks the mold and say, no, I don't care what you say about me. What you say does not feed me. Therefore, I'm going to express my truths. And I'm going to do it in the best way that I possibly can. Also, hit the like button. What that does is it starts placing an algorithm to these videos. And more of this message, more of your truth, more of your experience gets out there. But I know it's so easy to hit the like button on a comedy or a prank video, and that keeps that algorithm going. Or it's so easy to hit the like button on a video telling you you're doomed. There's no way out. And that keeps perpetuating that same experience of being a victim. And the targeting continues. Share the videos, hit like, and subscribe. And don't just wait for me or anyone else to post a video about gang stalking. Go and seek for yourself videos about positivity, videos about love, videos about giving and caring. Because if you seek that, you know, if you knock, then the door will be open. And then you will receive what's behind that door. But if you're knocking at a door of torment, knocking at a door of give me some more examples of how bad life is, then that's the only experience that you're going to have. You must change your mind state, your state of mind, your state of being. And I assure you, I promise you that this too will pass. And like I said, you guys, you're going to be surprised and you're going to be shocked once it's over to realize that the entire process that you experienced was only to help you become your greatest version. Hey everybody, this is Trey Michael, and like we always say, live, love, and laugh. I have to really say that one more time, okay? Live, love, and laugh, baby. Woo! Because the power had been with you all along. Hey man, like on Dorothy, click your heels. You'll be back in Kansas in no time.